There are moments when we feel rage erupting, threatening to swallow our reason. When someone uses harsh words to insult us in front of others. We hurt not because of the words, but because of the powerlessness of wanting to fight back, but fearing the consequences. React? We fear becoming the one who lowers themselves. Stay silent? We fear they will think we are weak, cowardly. So what is the true path for us to both protect ourselves and not lose our inner peace? You are at Insightful Journey, and I am Tuệ An, your companion. Today, we will talk about a topic that almost everyone experiences in life. How to respond when attacked in public. How to maintain your calm, to keep your dignity, even amidst the storm of anger and offensive words. I have a friend named Hung. Hung is a calm, skilled IT specialist, but his inner self is very sensitive. One morning, during an important client meeting, an older colleague named Long, known for his short temper, suddenly stood up and pointed directly at Hung. Wrong. Completely wrong. Hung, how do you explain things to get them so messed up? Don't you know you're wasting the whole team's time? With that careless work attitude, do you think you deserve to be here? Long's words were sharp as a knife, echoing throughout the conference room. Hung, naturally a vulnerable person, was suddenly blamed for everything. All eyes turned to him, half curious, half judgmental. Hung felt his heart pound, his throat tight. He felt the heat rise, his hands clenched under the table. The natural reaction was to yell back, to point out where Long was also wrong, to duel to reclaim some fragile dignity. But in that moment, a thought flashed, like a warning bell in his mind. He took a deep breath and then remained silent. He didn't bow his head, but he didn't confront either. He just looked at Long calmly, carrying no hostility and no fear. After 5 seconds of tense silence, Long suddenly lost momentum. Without counter-resistance, the fire of anger had nothing to cling to. The meeting ended. Everyone thought Hung had chosen the easy way out. But 2 hours later, Hung approached Long privately. "Mr. Long, I understand you're very stressed about the project. But you know, using those words in front of the client and everyone, it didn't help solve the problem. It only hurt my self-esteem. I'm willing to admit my mistakes if I'm wrong. But as colleagues, I think a constructive conversation would be better than a personal attack." Long, who was used to confrontation, was surprised by this composure and honesty. He was slightly flustered, and finally, a reluctant apology was uttered. Hung won. He won not by striking back, but by preserving his entire dignity. Hung's story contains the first and most important truth when we are attacked. The content of the attack is less important than how we react to it. The truth is, when you are attacked, 90% of that anger is not yours. It is negative energy, dissatisfaction, and fear of the person attacking you. If you grab it, you are willingly turning yourself into their emotional garbage dump and allowing them to control your day. The truth here is, silence is not cowardice. Silence is the necessary pause for you to detach yourself from the storm, not to be drawn into the other person's insane vortex. Have you ever wondered what truly distinguishes an emotionally mature person from one still stuck in resentment? Don't leave. The next part is the secret to turning insults into an opportunity for inner growth instead of a wound. According to psychology, our first reaction when attacked is the fight or flight response. This is a survival instinct. When insulted, our brain sends danger signals and we want to strike back or run away. However, applied Buddhism teaches us something deeper: mindfulness towards emotions. When Hung was scolded by Long, if he had reacted immediately, it would have been the reaction of the wounded ego. That ego says, "I must defend my honor. I cannot be humiliated." But if you look deeper, you will see. Long's anger is an object. Hung's anger, if any, is also an object. Both are impermanent. They both come and go. Applied Buddhism gives us the tool to stop. Step 1. Recognize. Instead of getting caught up in the content of the words, feel your sensation. Hung felt his heart racing, burning up. He named it. This is anger. This is the feeling of being humiliated. Step 2. Detach. Hung is not the anger. He observes the anger. He asks himself, am I this anger? Do Long's words define my worth? The answer is always no. Our worth lies in how we behave, not in how others treat us. Hung's silence in the meeting room was an act of mindfulness. He did not let the instinct of resentment take control. Many people make a big mistake when attacked. They try to prove the other person wrong immediately. This only adds fuel to the fire. When a person is in a fit of rage, their reason is frozen. Every argument you make will be seen as confrontation and will only cause them to attack harder. You cannot teach an angry person. Remember this metaphor. An insult is like a hot coal. If you pick it up to throw it back, you will be the one who gets burned first. If you leave it there, it will burn itself out. How to apply this to daily life? It's very easy. In reality, you only need to practice 3 simple yet powerful steps. First, practice the 5-second reaction. The moment the aggressive words reach your ears, stop for 5 seconds. Say nothing. Use these 5 seconds to take a deep breath. Tell yourself silently, this is not my problem, this is their problem. Goal. Shift your emotion from instinctive reaction to mindful response. Second, private dialogue, not public confrontation. Learn Hung's method. Do not argue when emotions are at their peak. If resolution is needed, choose a private time and space. When talking, use the language of emotion. I feel, not the language of judgment. You are wrong. Instead of saying, you insulted me unfairly, say, I feel very hurt when you use those words. I hope we can work together with mutual respect. This helps you establish personal boundaries powerfully and calmly. Third, let go of the need to be right. In many situations, the struggle to prove yourself right is just feeding an arrogant ego. Inner peace is more important than winning an argument. When you are attacked, think, I might be right, but I choose peace. Calmness is not innate. It is the result of practicing mindfulness and a deep understanding of human psychology. The wise person is not the one who responds most sharply, but the one who can choose peace amidst anger, choosing dignity over resentment. You were born to live a peaceful life, not to be a god constantly fighting to protect a fragile ego. If this video has brought you a little peace, please leave a like so I know my effort has been useful. Remember, I am still here if you need me.